YouTube? This is your girl, Karmika Boom, broadcasting live from out here in these got hit up streets. Real subscribe. Wonderful day. The week has gone by so fast, and so much has been going on out here in these streets. The YouTube streets, the Facebook streets, all the social media streets, and these real streets. Oh, so many people are so busy in these streets, especially these Memphis streets, child. It is a hot summer. The blocks are hot, and people are spinning the blocks, and God is spinning the blocks, and some people saying Dolph is getting his lick back from the grave and things, child. Seems like people is waiting people out and letting things die down, and then they spinning these blocks and things. And today, so many people are mourning the death of CEO Teezy and things. So, for those of you that may or may not know, CEO Teezy has been implicated as a person of interest, and that's a strong term, person of interest. And I'm noticing that the news media has been placing a lot of emphasis on person of interest. In other words, what that sounds like to me, they feel like this is the person that's responsible for perhaps what happened to Young Dolph, but they can't really bring all the pieces of the puzzle together just yet. So, as we have seen, have been arrested, and some of them have been released, and some of them have not. And it's a whole lot of people that's been getting killed that is tied and connected to the Young Dolph murder. So before I go any further, I want to acknowledge, Young Dolph. He was a very, very prolific person, an artist as well as an individual and dad. And his partner Mia J, she has really dealt with a whole lot of trials and tribulations. It's been very, very challenging since Young Dolph has passed, and I can't imagine having to deal with all of these ordeals on that level, and being that he is a public figure, that makes, and she is in that arena, that makes it just that more challenging to grieve him and still remain steadfast as a representative of his platform and legacy that he left behind. So I think it's a shame what happened to Young Dolph, and I really like Dolph, and I still listen to a lot of his music. I think he was very, very talented. But, and also I want to say, Dolph had a huge heart, a beautiful spirit, and because of that, that might have led to him being too trusting of a lot of people, that were close to him, and allowing his guard, I wouldn't say to let his guard down, but to become a little bit too lax as it relates to his guards, and it's a shame that he loved his city so much. He felt so comfortable moving around his city, and he came back to give back, and he lost his life in the city that he really loved. So, I'll never forget the day that this happened. I was sleeping and I woke up about 3:30, and it had happened around 12:30, right? And like usually, I grabbed my phone. I had to use the bathroom when I woke up. Most times when I wake up like that, I have to use the bathroom and then I go back to sleep. But when I grabbed my phone and I was sitting on the toilet going through social media, and that's the first thing that popped up, and I'm seeing it everywhere. And I'm going from one page to the next, one YouTube channel to the next, and it's everywhere. Sometimes you think, oh, it's just a hoax, it's just a rumor. But when I was seeing, that's what I thought initially, because so many people was hating on Dolph, and it was always a whole lot of mess going on. So I was thinking that this is just some mess, right? It's just some haters. That's what I was thinking at first, spreading rumors and hoaxes and things. But when I saw it posted on a lot of credible media sites, I knew it had some credibility and validity to it. So I was very alarmed, like a lot of people, and I was just in disbelief, and I could not stop going through all of the pages and trying to collect as much information and just wrap my head around this situation. And I'm wondering, how did this happen to Dolph? How? Why? And we're still left with questions of why. Who? Who would want to harm young Dolph on this magnitude, right? And it's so many players. It's so many players tied into this. And it's a shame that it took all these cowards to take down one man. That lets you know he had a lot of power, right? He had a lot of power and he had a lot of influence, and he was obviously a threat to some people, a whole lot of people. And it's just mind blowing that it took that many people to plot and orchestrate and execute this murder against this one man. So, with so many of the players being killed and locked up and missing in action and everything, so many of them have gotten quiet and missing in action, like I said. I'm just left wondering, especially with the people that's being killed, will we ever know the why? Will we ever know the who? And see, that's the issue that I really had with the prosecutors in the court and Young Dolph's family agreeing to the release of Govan Hernandez, aka Orange Mound Quet. As we have heard from law enforcement and the district attorney's office, as well as the media, Orange Mound Quet, aka Gomez Hernandez, he was allegedly the mastermind to plot out Young Dolph's murder. So it was allegedly a whole lot of money being passed, and we're hearing certain people, some of them high profile people, being responsible for carrying the cash and distributing the cash. And this is going to be really interesting, and it's got the right makings of a RICO case. Do y'all smell that? I smell RICO charges all over this, possibly. So with so many of these people getting killed, like I said, I'm wondering, will it be anybody left to stand trial and answer for this and be held accountable, as it relates to court in this realm? So, yeah, Orange Mound Quet, aka Gomez Hernandez, he was recently released, and the family of Young Dolph reportedly agreed to allow him to be released. And I was thinking to myself, why would they do that? Unless he provided a whole lot of critical information that benefited the family and the case overall. And he gave up some big names that were critical to this case. So if that's the case, and it just feels like that might have been the case. If that's the case, I can understand that. But at the same time, I feel like it jeopardizes the case somewhat, because I just don't feel like someone of his magnitude, considering his background and his ties to a lot of the alleged criminals associated with this community, I just feel like he would be a threat to be, allowed to razzle and dazzle out here in these streets. And I just feel like, even though he allegedly said that he wanted to be released because of medical issues, I just feel like he's still well enough to razzle and dazzle out here in these streets. And I don't think he's finished razzling and dazzling. And so I just felt like it was a matter of time after he was released that we was going to see what we saw yesterday. I don't know if he's connected to it, but anything's possible. But I just felt like some things was going to happen after he was released. So here we go. So Teezy was found shot up in a car in Orange Mound. And I was thinking to myself, why would he still be hanging around Orange Mound? And they had arrested him previously after Young Dolph had got killed. And I don't know how many times they arrested him and questioned him. But, I'm so sick of this one motorcycle dude. I saw him yesterday, and he did the same thing. Looked like we was in the same area yesterday. I'm so sick of him. And I just don't understand how we got the same schedule and we traveling on the same route. I am so sick of him. But anyway, what was I saying? There's so many distractions out here while I be on my live. I just be getting so distracted. Yeah, so I was thinking to myself, why would he still be hanging around that low-class neighborhood, that dangerous, trash neighborhood like Orange Mound? I just don't feel like there's nothing good in Orange Mound. And they just need to go through there and just power wash the houses, all that mold and mildew, all on the outside of most of those little shack houses, and just go down through there with a big container or a tank of Lysol and just spray that neighborhood down, and with pine salt, and bleach. Woo. Woo. Every time I think of Orange Mound, I just think of a bad smell, and it just needs to be cleaned up. I don't know how they can be so comfortable. All those bums over there just laying around being bummy and nasty and ugly and things. Now, I'm not trying to drag and put down the whole Orange Mound community. I'm pretty sure it's one or two good, decent, godly people over there. Maybe one or two out of the whole community. But when I think of Orange Mound, I just think of trash. That's just my opinion of it, okay? And that's just not the type of place that I want to drive through or hang out in. It's just so low class to me. Just so low class. And full of criminals. full of hood rats and things. Ugh, that's what I think of. So I was thinking, if Teezy had so much money, why wouldn't he take himself to a better neighborhood? I've given it a lot of thought. So this is what I came up with. Maybe he's so comfortable over there, and he would just feel out of his element, somewhere like Collierville or Germantown, in the suburbs right outside of, Memphis. He would be out of his element, and he wouldn't be able to move around as a criminal. And he seemed to enjoy being a criminal. And allegedly, he was one of the head members of Trula Mafia gang. And so, I don't know why, and we probably will never know why he was just stayed over there in that community. Maybe he could get away with, his lifestyle, criminal lifestyle, and he couldn't get away with a whole lot of that anywhere else. So maybe that's why he stayed over there. But he had to have known, or maybe he thought he was so rough and tough and big and bad and has all these other thugs for protection or whatever, that he was just untouchable. But he had to have known. He had to have known, that things were going to come to, what it came to yesterday. And some people are saying or alleging that he had gotten killed the night before, and he just sat in that car dead all those hours. And some people are alleging that they heard 20 witnesses in the neighborhood. They were saying that they heard at least 25 gunshots, and some people called the police, and allegedly the police just came the next morning. I guess they were so busy, it's so much crime all over the city. They had to get to the top priorities first, and there's unfortunately, so many gunshots all times of the day, throughout the week, every day. It's so common. They have normalized shooting, and killing and things. They just got to get to one gunshot victim at a time. And sometimes some of these gunshot victims gonna die while they wait on the police to get there. So if y'all want the police to come faster, y'all need to stop all this shooting and killing and things. And just don't normalize it, because the police can't get to all of y'all at the same time. Okay? And I guess some of y'all gonna have to start going to class and learn how to tend on gunshot wounds, because the police, it's only they can do. And it's already a police shortage. And speaking of the police shortage, this unqualified mayor, this goofy mayor. And the citizens, I blame the citizens. They keep on saying, we need to stop the crime. I'm sick of them. Because look, meanwhile, they letting that goofy, unqualified, in my opinion, mayor just sit his big tail up there in that seat and be a seat warmer and still collect his check. And the city is falling apart every day all around his desk. Whew. This is the only city that I have ever known where you could be dumb and incompetent and clueless about how to do your job and execute your job duties, and you still remain employed and still get your check every week or every 2 weeks or every month. I don't know how they payroll is set up, but it's still getting paid and it's still going to work. And his job performance is just trash. Woo! And the citizens just let him sit up there and still come to work. This is the only, I have never seen anything like it. So, unless the people have the courage to do what they need to do as it relates to demanding quality leadership, things are steadily gonna fall apart. Okay? And it is what it is. The people, they used to have more courage. in the community. But you know, this new generation, anything goes, and they don't have no courage to stand up and demand better. But I digress. So, getting back to this situation. So, yeah, it's a shame that so many people nowadays, they're so used to hearing gunshots, you know, and used to hearing people getting beat up, you know, just like the Tyre Nichols situation, and all those houses were so close together. And so many people are asking the question, well, why didn't anybody in a Tyre Nichols situation, why didn't anybody come out and help him? Why didn't nobody come out and, you know, all those houses, didn't they hear him hollering and things? Sure they did. But people have gotten so acclimated to all this violence, you know, they just tune it out and do them, continue doing them, you know, and minding their own business, you know, when it's convenient for them. Okay, so just like with this situation with MTZ, you know, they probably so used to MTZ and all his buddies, all his other gangbanger buddies, just shooting all the time. So when it was him being shot up, you know, but everybody thought that was just normal, probably. They just another day in the neighborhood. It's a shame that it's just another day in the neighborhood. Ain't that something? It was just another day in the neighborhood. All that shooting, 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 shooting. See, they used to hearing all that gunshot, gunshot, gunshot. They used to hearing all of that. So, he just laid there and bled out from the way it sounds and things, and just laid there in the car overnight. And then they said they didn't find him until 1 o'clock the next afternoon. Ain't that a shame? And it was so hot outside yesterday. He was just baking in the car and things, just baking. I don't know if the car was on. I don't know if the car was turned on, but more than likely it wasn't. And I don't know why he was sitting in the car. Was he getting ready to go somewhere? Had he just come back from somewhere? Was somebody watching him? I don't know. And was he going to meet a girl? I don't know. I don't know. Did somebody set him up? I don't know. Why you asking me? I don't know. But anyway, he's dead. And so many of the fans of Young Dolph are saying, well, they're gonna smoke on that MTZ pack for Young Dolph. I saw a lot of that on social media. A lot of them was just celebrating because they feel like it's a form of justice, because they feel, a lot of them feel like, you know, he had some involvement. And I'm gonna be honest, you know, even when he first started being implicated as a person of interest, I was looking at MTZ and that other guy, I forgot his name, who he had gotten arrested with. I forgot his name, a tall, dark-skinned guy with a thick neck. I really think those two guys might be the shooters that killed Young Dolph. And I keep on looking at MTZ's little body, little thin body frame, and the way it's built up and the structure of it. He sure looks like the silhouette of that guy that was in the front. Do y'all remember that? When they was shooting Young Dolph? He sure looks like that guy, the way that his body is set up. He's looking like the killer in the front. And the shooter behind him, whoever that was a tall, dark-skinned guy with a thick neck. He was kind of big, because when they turned around, he had some meat on his butt, and it had his pants sagging and his underwear was showing. Y'all remember that? And his back was slightly wide. I don't think that was straight drop. I don't think that was straight drop. And I certainly don't think it was Cornelius. Yeah. I don't know who that is. The bigger guy that was behind the smaller guy. You know, when they were shooting in the Maquitas at Dolph. But I think that one that was in the front, I think that might be Teezy. And speaking of Teezy, you remember, I think it was last year when he had gotten arrested and some people were implicating him as the killer of Young Dolph. Somehow his grandmother heard it when I get in. That's the only thing they know how to do, push the button. That is so retarded. Retarded. Ugh. But anyway, I wonder what his grandmother has to say about this. Yeah. And yeah, it's a lot going on out here in these streets. So I'm wondering, will there be some retaliation? Will the killer be found? You know, there's so many questions that I have concerning this. But you know, I remember when Straight Drop. Now some people are saying that him, Teezy, and Straight Drop was best friends. I don't know if that's true or false. And Straight Drop, he just been shown out in jail. I think about 2 weeks ago, he allegedly and reportedly was caught with a cell phone. And I think some drugs, some marijuana or something like that. He just determined he's going to do what he wants to do, whether he's in the streets or in jail. And I don't know how he got the cell phone and the drugs. More than likely, some of the corrupt dealers might have took a little payoff or whatever and smuggled it into jail. I don't know how he got it, but you know, when Straight Drop had first went to jail, there were rumors. I don't know how true it is, but some people were saying that Straight Drop was you know, trying to rely on Teezy he had given him his money, and he was supposed to allegedly, they were saying allegedly, Straight Drop had given Teezy his money to get him a lawyer to pay for his lawyer, and Teezy did not do that, allegedly. And so that really pissed off Straight Drop. So if that's true, I wonder if, you know, do you think Straight Drop might have something to do with this? I don't know. I'm just, you know, just entertaining possibilities. And then some people were saying that the news media was accusing or implicating or alleging that some of the pre-side had some involvement or might have been responsible for this. But we haven't heard from anybody from the pre-side other than Grove Hero. I saw him on Facebook last night. He was trolling one of the Trula Mafia guys, and yeah, that was interesting. And I saw on his page he had said something in, you know, like a subliminal in response to this Teezy getting killed. He was saying something about you reap what you sow. And so one of the Trula Mafia guys that was really grieving over Teezy being killed, he had screenshot and shared, well, he had shared Grove Hero's post to his page, and he was talking about him and, you know, insulting him about being handicapped and all that kind of stuff. And that, I don't know, maybe somebody told Grove Hero that he was over there dragging him and talking trash about him, or maybe Grove Hero just went over there trolling for himself and found out that what he was saying. So they had some words back and forth and things. And yeah, this is this is interesting. And some people are saying, well, if it's true that Teezy is the head of the true mafia gang, so they're saying, well, with the head being dead, maybe that's gonna be the end of the gang. And yeah, I'm wondering, with all these gangs, I just wonder if a lot of them are responsible for all this stealing and carjacking and shooting on the interstate and all this race car driving activity and just doing whatever they want to do and just hijacking the city and things. And are they paying some of these city leaders to look the other way while they do what they want to do? Anything's possible. Anything's possible. I have just been entertaining all these possibilities. Why is so many of these heathens being allowed to do what they want to do? And some of them look, they haven't had a job, never in their life, but they driving brand new, expensive $70,000, $80,000, $100,000, $200,000 cars, and got all this money all over the place. And I was looking at some of them social media, some of the True Mafia connects on social media, and they don't try to hide nothing. They just post all their business on social media and tell on themselves, dry snitch on themselves. And all of them get all this money laying all over the floor and all up on their ear. You know how they do. You know how these broke rich niggas do. And I said, now look, I bet they stand in all these raggedy Orange Mound houses, but they get all this money. Why don't they buy them a nice house somewhere and some land and stuff? They get all this money, all these broke rich niggas, but they don't have nothing to show for it but selfies of the money on Facebook. Make that make sense. And I wonder if Teezy had a whole lot of that stack of money in his pockets like he usually have in his selfies. All that money. I wonder, did he get robbed while he lay there dying? I sure wish he had thrown some of that money to me, because I could sure use it. They don't know what to do with all that money. I need a house and I need a home. I got a lot of bills I need to be paying down so I can increase my credit. And see, they don't know what to do with all that money. And it's a shame Teezy got shot up and killed. And all that money, where did it go? Where did it go? Whew. It's a shame all these thugs is getting killed and all this money just going to waste. And I need them to give me that. I've been saying this, that I need them to give me their social security number so I can put them in some insurance policies. It just don't make no sense. All this money going in the ground. Whew, from all these thugs throwing their life away and crashing out and getting tricked off of these streets. Ooh, just too much money going in the ground. Yeah. Yeah, if they don't want to give me some of that money before they get killed, I would appreciate if they give me their social security number so I can enroll them in some life insurance policies. And that could save their family from begging and posting up a GoFundMe when they die. Make it make sense. They get all this money in their Facebook selfies, but then when they die, their family be begging. Most of the time, their family be begging and posting up a GoFundMe and begging for people to donate to bury all these rich, broke niggas. Whew. But anyway, I think he had some children, and some form of justice and retribution for Young Dolph being assassinated. And it was just horrific how they assassinated Young Dolph. They did Young Dolph so dirty. And I'll never forget about how the earth just shook later on that night, and it rained so hard that night when Young Dolph had died. Woo. And so many people feel like I said earlier, they feel like Young Dolph is over there with God, just spinning the block and thing, just spinning the block. And I think, that's the worst thing they could have did was kill Young Dolph, because I think he's able to do more in the spirit world than he was able to do in the physical world. Yeah. So if they thought that was getting rid of the Young Dolph, they just made it worse. They just made it worse than things. Yeah, he's more of a threat to the ops in the spirit world. Yes. But they're going to have to find out the hard way all by themselves. And because, they're not spiritual as far as godly. They spiritual as far as being demonic. But, there is no rest for the wicked. There is no rest for the wicked. And so many of these guys, let me say this, they're so lost. I was going through some of their Facebook pages last night and this morning, and it just kept me so intrigued to see so many lost, dusted, dumbass niggas. Woo! No guidance, no direction, and most of them probably didn't have a strong father figure in their life. And it's just a shame to see this generation just crashing out one behind the other. Woo! It's a shame. And so many of them don't even look like grown men. They look like little boys with a little slight mustache on their face. No big old chest like men used to have. No wide back like men used to have. No big stomach and big wide waistband like men used to have. No great big old feet and hands and shoulder blades, broad shoulder blades like men used to have. They little boys. They little bitty boys. And then they think they so tough and big and badass because they get all these guns. Boy, and all these guns ain't doing them a bit of good. They done set themselves up for failure. And then a lot of these white, I'm not gonna be no Umar Johnson. I'm not gonna blame white supremacy. No. Let me start that statement back over. I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare be a Umar Johnson. I'm not gonna Umar Johnson this situation. No. It's not white supremacy. It's not the fault of white supremacy. It's these niggas. It's these niggas. I'm gonna hold the niggas accountable and responsible for this. Okay? Even though the Caucasians made it easier for them by creating this legislation where they don't have to have a permit, and even these little teenagers and little children, black, are walking around with these guns, and the guns are bigger than they are. And they are only harming themselves and their own race of people. And then these niggas got the nerve to talk about, somebody's racist. Who's more racist, like Kwame Brown recently said, than you niggas? You are killing your own people, but then when a white person shoot you, you want to protest, you want to boycott, you want to cancel them and find out where they live and where they work and where they play, and try to get them fired and ruin their business and reputation and demand justice and Black Lives Matter. But y'all don't keep that same energy when it's a black person doing it to another black person. Y'all get that a pass. But I digress. That's so diabolical. It's so diabolical. And y'all have normalized it and made it a way of life. It's just sad. And it's such an embarrassment too. But anyway, like I said, I digress. So yeah. I'm almost sure they need to make the funeral private. Otherwise, it's just going to be chaos. And probably going to be a whole lot of shooting at the funeral. And we don't have enough police to dedicate to securing this funeral. So I think the family needs to make it private, or just have a funeral at their house. Okay? Or take the body out of town and funeralize it. Otherwise, it's going to be complete violence all over again. Yeah, I just have a feeling it might be more violence and more of a spectacle as it relates to social media. These content creators and these bloggers and YouTubers, they will seize the opportunity to come to the funeral just for clicks, likes, and views and cash apps. And I'm so sick of them. Hit the cash app. I mean, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Thank you such and such for the cash app. Thank you such and such for the $3. Thank you such and such for the $10. They can't even get a commentary and blog for every few minutes. Hit the like button. Hit the cash app. I'm sick of them. And don't nobody do that but them nigga content creators and YouTubers and things. But anyway, yeah. I just really feel like they ought to have that funeral private. Otherwise, it's just gonna be madness, more madness in the streets. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. A lot of people are gonna have a whole lot to say about this. So just get ready for all these videos. It was so many videos being made yesterday. And more people are going to have more to say. Some people are going to be lying and some people are going to be telling the truth like they always do. And I noticed somebody that was unusually quiet about this. Raven, from Makita's Cookies. She's been kicking up dust with these bloggers. She just been going back and forth. And I still want to know. Well, I kind of think I know why. Ain't nobody said nothing from the cookie store, Makita's Cookies. I think she told them to shut up, don't say nothing. She gonna be the spokesperson for everybody, even though she said she wasn't even at work that day. And I'm sick of her running her mouth, and she just making it worse and making herself a target. So she was so quiet yesterday. She done had something to say about everything else. And then a lot of the bloggers have been digging all these pictures and finding that she was involved as it relates to this mansion party in Miami before Young Dolph got killed, when they allegedly was plotting the murder. And she had previously allegedly said that she didn't know nobody from that side. And then they found out that she had went to the party, and all of those what can we call them? We're gonna call them plotters, because we haven't proved that they killers yet, but they allegedly plotted the murder, so we're gonna call them plotters. So she was denying that she was even at the party. Then somebody found out allegedly she was at the party, and she done had so much to say about so much. But yesterday she was so quiet, unusually quiet, as it relates to your Teezy getting killed. And that was concerning to me. I was thinking to myself, why is she so quiet? Well, only time will tell why she's so quiet. And I noticed another thing. Trigger Trey. Where is Trigger Trey? That's supposed to be her artist. And they used to always be together all the time. And I have noticed it's been several months I haven't seen no posts with Raven and Trigger Trey. Why is Trigger Trey so quiet? Why is Black Youngster so quiet? Oh, there's so many people done got so quiet lately. But anyway, it is what it is. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Ooh, this heathen is all in behind me, child. I didn't even see him. Ooh, that's probably how it happened with Teezy. He didn't even see him coming. Ooh, he didn't even see him coming. And they just pulled up on him. And now he's taking a nap in the morgue. A long, long nap. And he won't be getting back up again. So anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning into this live. Child, it's so much going on out here in these streets. Yes. But, they love it outside. And a lot of these heathens, too. And a lot of these heathens are losing their life outside. I think it's time for y'all to go back inside and repent and turn from your wicked ways. I don't know if it's going to do any good for a lot of them, but it's worth a try. Yeah, it's time for y'all to go back inside and lock yourself down. Oh, yeah, y'all doing too much outside. A lot of the wrong. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to this live, and I'm going to talk to y'all again real soon, okay? And thank y'all for the cash apps. If you'd like to send me a cash app, you're welcome to do so. My cash app is $ Carmen Kaboom. Holla at your girl. Peace.